Is it that everyone's just hanging at home, trading Dogecoin, Anthony? What's happening here?
They're collecting unemployment benefits and they're going to Louis Vuitton with their stimulus checks. So, listen, I think that's a lot of political posturing. And if you really look deeply into the analysis, you have to factor in the seasonal adjustments. And I don't want to bore people, but there are lies and then there are damn lies and then there are statistics, Andrew. And so ultimately, the seasonal adjustment numerology now is not working for the new economy. And so there's actually more jobs out there than the 266,000. They just haven't been fully accounted for by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So if you go to the Harvard the Harvard professor that created this seasonal adjustment, he put out a memo last week saying that making that a revisement, you'd have over 1 million jobs, which is more than the 988,000 that were predicted. So I think we've got to work on the Bureau of Labor Statistics in terms of the way they're analyzing the labor market now. Those seasonal adjustment factors were put in place in the mid-'70s during the Ford administration. So there's a lot of jobs out there, Andrew, even people working remotely from home that just haven't been picked up in the data, basically. So I don't buy the argument that people are just staying home to take advantage of the unemployment benefits.
So you think next month the whole thing's going to change, and all of a sudden we're going to see the light on this in terms of what the numbers show?
It may not necessarily be next month, but I think they have to make these adjustments now for the new economy. You've got way less manufacturing in the country than you did back in the 70s, and there's a lot of jobs out there. You tell me, if you are working in a TikTok farm producing content for TikTok and it's not appropriately accounted for in the Bureau of Labor Statistics, is it a job or isn't it? And the answer is that it is. And so I just think we have to make these adjustments now and revise them pursuant to what is actually going on in the economy today, not what happened in the past. So it's not that it's going to get fixed in a month, but I bet you over the next 6 to 12 months it will be, yes. It'll be revised upward.
You're effectively then not buying the argument. We had Senator Pat Toomey on earlier making the argument that effectively these unemployment benefits are keeping people from going to work. You think that's not true?
I'm not buying that argument because, remember, I grew up in a blue-collar neighborhood. These people want work. They don't want to sit around with the unemployment benefits and just milk the system. I think that is a tired, going back into the 80s welfare queen sort of argument that I think is, frankly, intellectually dishonest. And it also shows that the people that are making that argument are just out of touch with the people that are looking for work. People want work. There's a lot of pride in getting a job. And I think that stuff is nonsense. And I want to push back hard on that.
Anthony, I'm not going to dispute that. But I will tell you that Steve Rattner, considered a Democrat, put out a chart earlier today that looks at the state of Pennsylvania, where Senator Pat Toomey is from. And there are jobs, clearly, dishwashing jobs, even preschool teacher jobs that make more money effectively on unemployment than they do actually working.
Okay, so again, we're gonna quibble on this. Is there a small batch of people that are making decisions like that? Maybe, but by and large, people want work, Andrew. And I think that the nonsense that people would rather stay home and not work versus work, I think is a bunch of nonsense. And listen, why don't we do this? We'll get a camera and we'll go into some of these areas and we'll ask people like they do, and you'll find that I've got cousins of mine that are there's no clams left in Oyster Bay. They're out looking for work. They don't want the unemployment benefits.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.